Okay, I'm just getting set up here. Uh, this is Ian Khan, and happy Monday morning. I know in some parts of the world it's already midday. Somewhere else in the Middle East, it's morning, and in North America, it's still night. So wherever you are in whatever part of the world, have a brilliant day up ahead of you. And I want to talk to you about a few different things that are really cool. Give me 1 second to set up things right here. If you are on LinkedIn, of course you're on LinkedIn. I'm broadcasting on LinkedIn. I cannot look at your comments. I cannot look at your comments. So I'm just monitoring LinkedIn here as well, just to see what is in it. Now, first of all, hey, happy 20th. Is it the 20th today? Oh my God, this month is passing so fast. Happy 20th January 2020. Now, who knew that January is going to fly so fast? We are already at the 20th of January in the year 2020. Think about it. Pause everything. Listen to me. 2020 just happened. The new year just happened. How did 20 days of 2020 just pass? Do you have a realization of this? I don't. I'm confused as anybody else. I don't know where the first 20 days of 2020 have gone, and I'm telling you, I am in a panic mode right now because I've realized that time is passing so fast. That time is slipping through our hands, and that time is unrecoverable. I cannot bring the first 20 days of January back at all, and neither can you. Nobody can do it. Satya Nadella can't do it. Bill Gates cannot do it. Gary Vaynerchuk cannot do it. Madonna can't do it. Justin Bieber can't do it. Nobody can bring back the first 20 days of January. And if this realization has not hit you yet, I want to ask you, where are you with respect to your goals? How many of your goals have you knocked out of the park so far? How much progress have you made on what you had committed to do in 2020? I don't know the answer to that. And I hope you've done well. I hope you're on your way of achieving those goals and those targets. And you can share that knowledge with the rest of us. But I'm telling you, the majority of the world, a majority of the world, went back to work after the first week of January, went to work for a few days, and it felt like the new year never happened. It felt like the new year never happened because you're back in your routine, you're back at work, you're back with the same people that you were working with. And I'm talking about the big, far majority of people in this world. And so you never felt that a change has occurred. You never felt that a new beginning, a new decade, a new year, a new opportunity, a new fiscal year has started. And this is what happens when we are too busy doing things that don't have a close relationship with how focused we are in the future. And I'm talking about the vast majority of people. This is what I see on an everyday basis. There's a very small percentage of people who are actually on top of their game, who actually know what is happening, who know what they are supposed to do every single day, every single minute of every day. And are you one of them? Is my question to you. Are you one of the people who actually know what to do every single day of their life, whether it's the weekend, whether it's a weekday? Are you accountable for every single minute? And if you are, I will really love that, because you are a success focused person. You are someone who really loves being successful. You're somebody who is in charge of your tomorrow. And that's amazing. That's amazing. And it's a brilliant quality to have. Now, as the year progresses, as we get into more days and more weeks and more months of this year, we are going to face a challenge, my friends. We're going to face a big challenge, because the challenge is we are unable to sometimes keep our pace with what is happening and what we need to do, where we need to be and where we are. And to make sense of all this, and to contain yourself every day, and to motivate yourself every day, keep yourself on track every day, is the biggest challenge that is in front of humanity right this second. Now, you may not believe it. Some of you may say, hey, Ian, that's not true. That's not right, because, I've got it under control. Well, tell me how much YouTube and Netflix are you watching on your phone? How many videos on TikTok are you watching every single day? Every single minute counts. Every single second that you spend on your phone watching content for no purpose, for no reason, just to entertain yourself, just to numb yourself from the pain of every single day life, that time is wasted and it's gone. And you could have probably used that time to do something better, to do something different, maybe read a book and gain a new skill, do a course here on your cell phone on Coursera. I have Coursera, edX, I have everybody on my phone. And when when I get a minute, I try and do one of these courses that I'm registered for. And I'm registered for more than one course. And I know I cannot complete any of those courses. I can't complete all of them, but I still try. And that's what matters. You've got to try. And we all are full of flaws. We all are full of challenges, but we have to make an effort to be successful and to try to be successful. Because if you don't even try, then how do you expect success to knock at your door because you're someone really special, knock at your door and say, hey, very nice, I'm here to make you successful and to make you the top 1% of the people in the world? It doesn't happen that way. It's never happened in the past, and it will never happen in the future. And that's what I need to understand myself, is what exactly are we doing? Now, January 20th is here. So first things first, January has already kicked off, and I wanted to tell you about something very specific that's happening in January. It's an incredible event that's taking place in Riyadh, and this is called the Futuristic Advancement Forum. I have Brian Schulman. Brian, thank you so much. Thanks for your comments. I really love it. I'm monitoring LinkedIn here as well. The Futuristic Advancement Forum in Riyadh is going to be awesome. Now, there's a few reasons. I'm going to give you a little bit background story on the Futuristic Advancement Forum. I'll give you a little bit background story on Saudi Arabia and why these two things combined together are going to be the best thing to kick off the year in Saudi Arabia. Now, first of all, Saudi Arabia sits on potentially the world's largest crude oil reserves. Accepted? Yes, sir. They've supplied oil to the world for eons, for hundreds of years, and they're the world's largest supplier of crude oil. So much so that the entire world kind of depends on. Saudi Arabia is one of the biggest countries on who we depend for fossil fuels. Great. Amazing. We love that. In my opinion, that's not what Saudi Arabia really holds true for the future. I don't really believe that the legacy of fossil fuels is going to be true in the next 10, 20, 30, 50, maybe 100 years. After 50 or 100 years, fossil fuels will be not needed anymore because we've moved to electric cars. We've moved to a lot many more Teslas or some other cars. Different modes of transportation will have different renewable energy that they use. And so fossil fuels has been amazing so far, but it's going to change how the future looks. I also want to stress one more thing, that Saudi Arabia is still sitting on a gold mine. Now, I'm talking about the entire kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which is an established country. It's out there. It's amazing. I've been there so many times. They're still sitting on a gold mine of something else. And that's something that powers tomorrow, that powers the future, that powers the economy, that powers the growth of a country, of that country. Guess what it is? It's the youth. It's the young people. And Saudi Arabia has one of the largest populations of young people. There's more young people in the population than they have ever seen. And so there's a lot of younger people, a lot of young blood that wants to do something different, that wants to change tomorrow for Saudi Arabia. Amazing, right? That's brilliant as well. Now, Saudi Arabia at a government level has started something called the Vision 2030. Vision 2030. Now, easily, it's 2030, so it's 10 years from now. And this Vision 2030 is very critical. It's a very precise, it's a very tangible set of goals that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia wants to reach at the end of 10 years. And at the end of 10 years, something big is going to happen. And these things are growth in economy, growth in different industries, growth in intellectual capital. Saudi Arabia is heavily investing in technology, growth in technology. And so going away from the traditional world of fossil fuels, things that powered the third industrial revolution or the second industrial revolution, going more into the fourth industrial revolution, going into things that power the economies of tomorrow in a different way. Industry 5.0, which we're not even talking about, is something where artificial intelligence will take over a majority of blue and white collar jobs. And that's where Saudi Arabia is headed in a good way. So that's a positive step. Now, the Future Advancement Forum is going to happen in Saudi on the 27th of January 2020. It's a one-day event, and I'm part of that event as a keynote speaker, along with some incredible people that you will find today in the industry. Now, first of all, the event is organized by an organization called the Future Institute of Higher Education and Training. They're based out of Jeddah, and they are one of the coolest, one of the brightest set of people focused on educating women with different skills, with different expertise, so that they could be part of this bright new Saudi Arabia that's happening right now, that has been happening for many years, but the Saudi Arabia that's coming, that's evolving, that's blossoming. The Saudi Federation for Cybersecurity Programming and Drones has also validated this event. They're supporting this event, so I'm really pleased to see that government entities are loving this event. So I really like that. And so that now changes what this event will stand for. So first of all, I'm one of the keynote speakers, and I'll talk about Industry 4.0. I really want to focus on, in this keynote, to empower the youth with strategies to create tomorrow, literally procreate tomorrow, with some clear strategies, clear tactics, clear steps they can take in specific areas, rather than giving advice saying, hey, everything's going to be okay and please be motivated because that's what we need. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not an inspirational speaker. I'm a realist, and I want to talk about real, tangible things that are possible by anyone in this world, and they can be successful. And of course, technology is a big piece of that. You've got to be able to use technology. And my job is to simplify that. My job is to break it down into pieces so that you can relate to it and say, hey, this is an amazing use case of blockchain, or this is an amazing use case of AI, and I want to do this. I want to be part of this revolution. And that's what powers my work personally, is how do I inspire people with the examples that I can give, with the examples of simplicity but impact that I can give. My last documentary, Blockchain City, was formed on this basis that, hey, let me collect a set of people who can inspire us with stories about blockchain. And this being such a dry and such a difficult technology to understand, that it's very few people understand what blockchain is. But more than that, we've got to understand what blockchain can do. What blockchain can do. Now, if you ask a doctor, if you ask a cardiologist, somebody who is a specialist of the heart, you ask them about how they perform heart surgery, and which arteries do they cut, and how do they stitch everything together, and what do they replace. It's a very complicated thing. I can't understand half of it. If I talk to a doctor, I don't know what they're talking about. But if the doctor tells me the impact of something, I really understand that. It makes it relatable. If the doctor says, well, this heart surgery is so important that it can help you get back your life, or it can do this for you, or if you change your diet, this is what this diet can do for you. And that's what's important. We forget that in today's era of technology, there's more confusion than ever before. There's more confusion than it ever has been. And the reason for that is that technologists, people, expert, news, the media, they just make things more complicated. They make things more confusing. They make things that are not relatable. And so how will people relate to those things? How do we invite the next generation to be part of this change? How do we invite the kids of today to be interested in artificial intelligence, in blockchain, in the Internet of Things, not academically, but how do we get them interested in it through storytelling of the impact of these things and what these things can do to create a better world, to do good for us, to do good for others? And that's what we need to do. That's how we need to differentiate ourselves from the storytellers of yesterday to the storytellers of tomorrow. And so that's going to be one of the fundamental things that I do at this conference in KSA. Okay, we also have Dr. Elsa from Sotiridis. Sorry, Elsa. Dr. Sotiridis. She's a biofuturist and author, and she's going to be part of this keynote series as well. We have Christian Krum. He's a futurist and best-selling author. He's going to be part of the Future Advancement Forum. Dr. Munira Jamjoom. She is the CEO at Mkan Education in Saudi. Sami Al-Hussein, ex-deputy governor of enterprise support in Saudi Arabia. Last but not least, we have Trad Basanbul. He's going to be the MC, and he's a consultant and a coach. There's tons of people. There's tons of people who are going to be here. We're going to be talking about life-changing things in Saudi and what the future really holds. Now, if you're in Saudi Arabia, if you're watching, if you are in KSA, if you're in Riyadh, then register for this event. Go to futureadvancementforum.com. Do not miss this for anything else. Drop your plans for that day, for the 27th of January, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Drop your plans and join me and join the team right there in making this event amazing. And it's not about the event, it's about the takeaway that you're going to get from this event. It's about what you will receive and the things that you will, the strategies and the plans and the tactics that you will learn during this one-day conference, and take it with you. Now, change is in your hand. Like I said in the beginning, it's January 20th already. Some of you are struggling with making sense of January. Some of you have already done things. Some of you have no clue that 2020 is here. But every day that you spend towards your goals, towards making your life better, towards changing your tomorrow, you will succeed. And consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. That's all I want to stress on today. I know you're probably starting off your day today. If you're in the Middle East, have a really amazing, bright day. Check out the website at futureadvancementforum.com. I will be posting more content, more feedback on this. Hey, let me give you a quick suggestion. I'm reading a few books, but I want to quickly tell you a couple of things that I really want to leave you with. Something that I think you should totally read. Okay, first recommendation for this week. This is the recommendation for the week. It's called Organize Tomorrow Today. And Jason Selk, Tom Bartow. This is an amazing book. It has literally changed my life. I was reading this last week. And this book is so full of amazing advice that you think about how dumb you can be. No kidding. I mean, you literally think about, hey, all these things, I really need to do these things. Check this book out, Organized Tomorrow Today, Jason Selk and Tom Bartow. You will literally, if you follow the advice in this book, your life is going to turn around because you will recognize what time management means. You will recognize how to best organize your time and what to do with your time and why. It's really important to do that. Time, as I said in the beginning of this video, is something that nobody can recover. 20 days of January have gone. The rest of the days are passing like this. Come on, we've got to pick up the pace on our goals. So pick up this book from Amazon.com. I'm sure it's available. And I've got this book from my library. I've got a huge library in my city, and that's my biggest place, that's where I hang out all the time. That's where I am every 3 days, picking up 5, 10, 15 books at the same time, and gorging through them and looking at them. Here's a set of my books that I'm reading right now. Okay, I've got one more here, and I'm telling you, and I'm reading 3 more. So I have a ton of stuff to go through because I've got to be able to absorb a lot. So here's the book, Organized Tomorrow Today. This is one book that I want you to read and understand and go through and do the sheets, do the exercise sheets in this book, because it will literally change your life. Let me give you one more book, which is a series of books, and this book is called E-Myth. The E-Myth books are written by Michael Gerber. Michael Gerber is an amazing coach, teacher, author, philosopher. And in the E-Myth Mastery book series, it's more than one book. He talks about the entrepreneurial myth. It's the myth of how people think that if they become entrepreneurs, how everything will be easy, and how how a majority of people end up creating a job rather than a business, and how to create a business rather than create a job for yourself. It's a thick book. It's a big read, so it's going to take you a little bit of time, but you've got to be able to have this book in your library, learn from it. If you haven't picked up your books for 2020 yet, listen, don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the perfect time and the clock to strike exactly the time it should. You've got to do this right now because time is passing fast. I'm checking my comments here to see. Hey guys, thank you so much. I've got a bunch of people on my hey Mitch, I'm gonna come to your question. So I have a couple of questions. Give me 2 minutes, guys. E-Myth Mastery. Get these 2 books today. Order them today, okay? E-Myth series and Organized Today tomorrow. Okay, let's go back and check out a few of my comments so that I can answer your questions. Brian, hey Brian, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Arif, hey Ian, is this going to be live? This is a live event. Yes, it's going to be live in Saudi Arabia. It's a physical event. I will be in Saudi Arabia physically for this event, and I don't think it will be live in terms of I've got to check that out. Actually, is it going to be live streaming? I don't know. I'm going to have to come back to you. And same thing, Mitch, same thing. I don't know if it's going to be a live broadcast, but if it is, then I will let you know, and I will post a link, and I will actually try and see if I can get these guys to live stream this event, because I use a couple of different things to live stream, so it might be live. I don't know yet, but I will definitely get back to you. Hey, Future Advancement Forum in Saudi Arabia is happening. Futuristic Advancement Forum. Futuristic Advancement Forum is happening in Saudi Arabia. Give me some love on that. Check it out. Check out the E-Myth Mastery series. Get your week in order. Get your life in order. Come on. Hey, I'm literally begging you to get things in order, because the year is ahead of us. I think we can really make a big point to ourselves. We can do something big this year if we focus on things that we need to do. If we commit to ourselves that this is something I want to do this year. Create a goal or a series of goals that are going to get you scared. You need to be afraid of your own thinking. You need to be afraid of yourself. And your spouse, your partner, your friends, they need to come up to you and say to you, you've gone crazy because this is impossible. Or you can't do it because this doesn't make sense. You've got to do that. Create a goal that is scary. That's a scary goal. And then you will achieve it, right? Then you will achieve it, because otherwise you're just shortchanging yourself every single day by thinking, hey, I can't do it. You're shortchanging yourself. You're wasting yourself away. You're losing your potential. You can be doing great things, but commit to it. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for all the love. I'll come back again as soon as possible. Have a wonderful day wherever you are, guys. Mitch, thanks for the comments there again, guys. I really appreciate it. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later. End of broadcast. And the future, as I say, starts right here, right now, today. There is no tomorrow. In the words of Apollo Creed from Rocky, there is no tomorrow. So there is no tomorrow. It's right here, right now, today. Take care, peace, and I love you guys.